1, 2, 3. And we are live. Welcome to episode 54 of the Ask Self-Belief Chief podcast. Whatever your problems are, I'm here to tackle them. As per usual, we're streaming people in from Instagram Live, and I'm taking in your questions. Whatever it is that you feel like is holding you back, then I want to know. And I want to be able to help tackle those problems, because whatever it is that you're currently going through at the moment, chances are there are many, many millions of people going through exactly the same problem. And that's a little bit of what I want to talk about today as well, is, using and building off other people's experiences and tackling those, because I can give you lots of great, hopefully great advice, or I definitely can give you great advice in and around self-belief. But outside of that, I'm very, very niche. I work on that area. Ask me about self-belief and I can help you. But anything else, there are so many people around the world who can help you. And I want to, explore whatever issues you have and help you find and get in touch with and contact the right people who can help you with whatever you are going through. So that's a little bit of what I want to talk about. I'm just going to wave to a few people on Instagram. So hello to those who've joined in. It's a pleasure to see you. If, as per usual, you've got any questions, leave them in the comments box down here. Full episodes you'll be able to get on my website. If you type in selfbeliefchief.com/pod, then you will be able to get the episodes you need. Okie dokie. So, I never said okie dokie in my life. That sounded a bit weird. Let's get on with some questions. So, I'm starting my internship, but there is some problem to do that in terms of the pass or fail system. I need help. What should I do to start my internship in hospital? Where are you from? So look, it's like you are from India. So Hashita. So in terms of starting your internship in hospital, and you know that I'm in the background of self-belief and confidence, so I'm assuming that you are asking from that point of view. So to have the confidence to go into something like that, familiarize yourself with the environment, okay? The clearer you are of what you want, the closer it will come to you. The clearer you are of how you're going to do something, the closer it will come to you. The clearer you are in terms of why you need to do something, the closer it will come to you. So clarity is key. So speak to as many people in that particular sector, get an understanding of what is required. But that's going to be a huge bit in terms of building your confidence, is having as much clarity, as much understanding, as much experience as possible in those surroundings to be able to make yourself comfortable and make you feel like you belong there. It's uncertainty that kills confidence. It's uncertainty that kills confidence. If you can find a way to build confidence, then, it can make a huge, huge difference. Okay, so any more questions for me? So hello to Rodney, who's just joined. Serena, who's just joined. Hello. Zara's just joined. Marianne has just joined. So I'm just going to wave to all of you. If my Instagram doesn't get stuck, which it has done, we'll just wait for that to figure itself out. In fact, I can't actually see any more of your questions now, but we'll hold on to that. So as I was saying, getting experience from other people and getting an understanding, clarity is key. Clarity brings what you want closer. And I want to ask you a question, which is that, have you truly done enough to understand the environment and what's required to do what you want to do? What's helping me push me along is that I have an understanding of what's required for myself. I have an even better understanding of what the industry and the environment looks like and what's required. And then I feed that back into what I do. Okay, so if I can understand all of those things and channel those things, then it can make a huge, huge, huge difference. So Instagram is still stuck, which is brilliant. I love a technical problem. Let's see if I can fix it in the meantime. Sorry, guys and girls. I don't know what's happening here. So let's just see if I can restart that. Okie dokie, right, let's try. I keep saying okie dokie today. I don't know why I'm doing that. Let's try and restart that conversation. But as I said, so whatever you've got going on that, you don't feel like you belong, you feel like you're going through some pain and it doesn't make sense and you don't know how to go through it, just get some exposure in terms of a different, sometimes it's good to get exposure in a different environment that actually can give you a different insight on life, but give you a fresh perspective on a problem that you're currently trying to tackle. Okay, but it's experience and understanding with people all around you that can make the difference in your life. I believe that self-belief, yes, it very much comes from the self, but it's connecting with other people that will allow you to expand and understand life that much better. You can go and experience things, you can go do things, all well and good, but it's the contact you have with people, it's the connections you make with people. So get used to joining up with people. Welcome. I think we're back on in terms of on Instagram Live. So by all means, Instagram, if you've got any questions for me, send them in the comments box down here. Let's see what other questions we've got. So I've been considering going to study culinary arts, but I was unsure. So Rodney, what's making you unsure in terms of culinary arts? What is it that's holding you back? I think if it's something you are passionate about, something you want to do, then nothing really should hold you back. And actually, you've got to see it as this. If it's something that you are willing to do and you're willing to only achieve that goal on the final day of your life and it would still be worth it, then you have to go for it. Because that means you would have lived a life going after something that you wanted to do, and it means you were following a journey and a process which you were really enjoying. So hopefully that helps. But Rodney, get back in touch. Let me know what you're thinking. Sarah's just joined. Hello. Safi's just joined. Or Sophia rather has just joined. Seren says, how can I fix my priorities and make myself not in the footer of life list? I've not ever heard it put that way. How can I fix my priorities? It depends what your priorities are. As I said, in terms of me being able to be confident in helping you, I need to be clear as well. So what are your priorities? What are the priorities you're trying to fix? Who can help me start with? Do I know someone in India who can help me start my internship? I do not know the answer to that question, but you can Google that stuff and you just make contacts. Maybe use a platform like LinkedIn. I don't know if that's big in India, but could certainly help. What other questions we got? Cedra says, how to constantly stay positive and motivated. There are 3 things that change a person's mindset. There are 3 things, and those 3 things are this: what you focus on, what you do with your body, and the language that you use. Okay, so I have a guess. What do you think positive people focus on? Okay, they focus on what's going well. They focus on what they appreciate, what they're grateful for. What do people who are negative focus about? The things that are going wrong, the consequences, the repercussions of certain actions. They focus on those sorts of things, don't they? So if you can channel that and change that, it make a huge, huge, huge difference. Now, that's the focus aspect. Now, the language used, what language does a positive person use? Okay. Again, they talk about things they're grateful for. They talk about things in a way which suggests that there's a positive solution or an outcome to a particular situation. Negative people focus on what might go wrong. And then what we do with our body, how we move, how do you stand as a positive person against how do you stand as a negative person? All these things filter and push through and send signals to the brain, changing your mindset and changing your state. So that's what you've got to do. That's how you stay positive. Bells has just joined. Who else has just joined? Howerman's just joined. Mans has just joined. I'm going to wave to a few of you. So hello. Sarah says, why do relationships often fail? You have to kiss a lot of frogs before you meet your prince or princess. It's true. Bear in mind, you're looking for that one person. So in the scale of things, you're going to fail a lot of times before you succeed. And that is true of anything. That is true of anything. So, if you can change that, then you would, but you can't. So you got to stay focused. When I talked about a positive mindset, you still have to stay focused on, what is the positive solution? What would be the perfect end goal, and create a compelling future which makes you want to continually get up. Okay. Next question. How to become the best version of myself? Well, I need to know, what do you think your gift is? What do you think your talent is? What do you think your gift or talent is? What are you grateful for? And how can you progress in life? In other words, I believe to find the best version of yourself, you need the 3 G's of fulfillment, the 3 G's, which are to give, to grow, and to be grateful. If you find ways to give to others, you find ways to constantly grow and progress, and if you can keep the ability to remain grateful for what you already have, you're going to have a pretty good life, but also you're probably going to channel towards who you really are at your core. Right, Rodney. In terms of, so you were talking about the culinary school, weren't you? I definitely did want to begin with that, then move on to criminology. I aspire to be multi-skilled. I don't know how culinary and criminology combine, but I'd love to know. Maybe it's criminal activity in the world of culinary, I don't know. But being multi-skilled is great. I would suggest one thing for you, Rodney, which is this. There's so many people who you see who are doing really well and they're multi-talented. That's great. But all of these multi-talented people focused on one thing to start with, and they excelled and they became an expert in that area, and then they use that brand and presence to then stretch into other areas. Don't start with doing loads of different things or trying loads of different things. Find out what it is you want to do and do everything to become an expert or the best in that particular area, and then you can start to diversify and spread what you do. So that would be my advice to you. As Safi says, if you don't mind me asking, I have a problem with hesitation. I mean, even when I'm sure of my decision, but hesitation always stops me from taking the next step. How can I get rid of that? People hesitate when they're not convinced of or they don't believe in the outcome that they think is possible. Okay, so I take people from a feeling of it's possible, that something's possible, to a feeling of it's inevitable, to finally a feeling it's done. Now, hesitation comes by because you don't think the outcome you want is inevitable. And sometimes you have what's called a double bind, which is that you feel if you make this decision, you're screwed, and if you make this decision, you're screwed. That's called a double bind. And that can be a tough thing to override and to tackle as well. You've got to find a way to make that outcome feel inevitable, but also, this is the biggest thing, in terms of making a decision isn't wrong or right based on what you do with the decision you make. A decision is wrong or right based on what you do with the decision you take. So in other words, it's not about making the decision that's going to define whether it's, you get the outcome you want or not. It's about what you do with the decision. You can make the wrong decision the right decision, and you can make what would be the right decision the wrong decision, depending on the level of commitment you put into it. So what I would suggest to you is adjust the focus from, I'm not sure if this is the right decision, to, well, I'm going to pick this decision, and then I'm going to do everything I can and understand as much as possible to make it the best solution possible. Right. Thank you, lovely brother. Thank you. You're very welcome, Cedra. Rodney says, my goal is to help people, so I on a small scale, but I want to grow with that, and I'm also having trouble achieving. Yeah, so absolutely. Help people on a small scale first, even just your family. The real legacy you leave is for those closest to you. So I really want people to focus on that rather than trying to reach millions of people that they don't even know. Make sure that your legacy to those closest to you is intact. Now, I want to help you with small scale, but I'm having trouble achieving. Rodney, I'd be happy to speak to you on the phone, and do a free coaching call, and then possibly you can join one of my coaching programs. So if that's of interest to you, Rodney, then put a thumbs up in the comment section, and we can discuss that. But if you're having trouble achieving, again, it's because I think as I talked about on the podcast the other day, there are 6 sources of self-belief, 6 things you need for self-belief. And if you're missing in some of those areas, it's very difficult to succeed and difficult to achieve, as you say. So I think if we spent some time on the phone, then it's something I could definitely help you with. Okay. Sirin says, my priority is being calm and not get angry because of many people who tried to profit from me. However, I try to make people happy, but the work can make yourself feel unhappy and tired. Yeah, okay, I think I get what you're saying. You do have to diffuse getting angry with people because you don't have time, or you shouldn't have time. If you want to succeed, it's the people you surround yourself with. If these people aren't going to change, then if there's something you want in your life and they're affecting it in a negative way, then you've got to remove them from the situation. Okay? You have to remove them from the situation. And in terms of being unhappy and tired, you've got to focus your energies in where you feel good, don't you? So where do you feel good? Where do you want to spend your time? My computer's making loads of noises at the same time, so sorry for those in the podcast. Right. How to improve my communication skills? Again, clarity. If you are clear of what you're trying to say, if you're clear on what your focus is, if you're clear on the area that you expertise in, if you are clear at all of those things, your communication skills will improve. Okay. I'm very nervous to talk to someone for the first time, especially of the opposite gender. I don't know what to do. Okay. The first thing, and people try and work out in their head when they meet someone new, and it's actually nothing. It's nothing to do with that. It's what you do with your body. Move your body in a way that creates energy, that changes the blood flow in the body. Okay, it's too much to work out in your head. I still find it terrifying, but you can adjust yourself by how you move your body to get yourself in a physical state where when you feel like energy, you feel more confident, don't you? When you've got blood flowing through the body, you feel more confident and you can meet new people. Okay, so get yourself moving, change the energy. Okay, so we've got a few more people joining. Thanks a million. You're very welcome. Rodney, thumbs up. So Rodney, I will send you a DM with the details for that, and we'll chat on there. But look forward to that. Safi says, my sister has a self-confidence problem. She doesn't trust herself, and I don't know how to help her. So my main thing would be I'd need to know exactly what area she lacks self-belief in first. So rather than just a general sense, what area does she lack self-belief in? Because I guarantee she feels confident in some areas. She clearly feels confident with you. So how can you, depending on what she's lacking confidence in, maybe it's meeting new people. Okay, then how can you transfer and transmit that confidence in other areas? Try and find out, what does she do with her body? What's the language she uses? What does she focus on when she feels confident? And how can she transfer that blueprint over to other people? Okay. Candy Girls has joined. Hello. I think we're probably going to come towards the end of the podcast, I think. So I want to thank you all for your time. Thank you all for your questions. Please share podcast episodes. So in the link in my bio on Instagram, they're my podcast. You can download and share episodes. So I'd really appreciate it if you would share your favorite episodes with your friends and family and people who really need to hear this stuff. So that would be great. If you're listening on the podcast, again, you can download your episodes. You'll have seen the link. You can join the podcast Facebook group so you can get a notification every time there's a new episode. So that's on the selfbeliefchief.com Ask a Belief Chief podcast page. And we spoke a bit about trying to get experience from other people, trying to get an understanding of the environment and being more clear in terms of what is required. Clarity brings things closer. My name is David Holman. If you change today will change your life. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your life wherever you are. And I'll see you on episode 55 of the Ask Self-Belief Chief podcast.